what are you gonna do? So I figured I could do some hunting in my yard, and I bought some traps. Ooh. Then this is so much fun. Can races across the road. Ready, set, go. Oh, what a lead. Yahoo!
I'm Zachary Fowler, and you're watching Fowler's Makery and Mischief.
I hear packages. Packages, whoa! I have a couple packages. Look at all those packages. Somebody's been order happy. It's not just all me being order happy, actually. Alright, half of it's me being order happy. Some of it's stuff from sponsors or videos to be sponsored. But I think at least half of this is some of my preps for the future here. As crazy as things have been, I decided to do some prepping that I've been wanting to do for a while. Just some traps. Let me get them inside and I'll show you what I'm up to. Alright, I love mail day and the days when it all shows up at once. But let me first say, I hope and pray you all are well. You know, I am just coming around the corner of feeling better myself here. I've had a cold, just a cold, nothing else. And but it's a pain in the neck with things going down the way they are right now. Everybody just afraid of catching this virus and our country in such turmoil, you know, from all this, and preparing and practicing social distancing.
Hey! Oh! What are you? An astronaut? Bubble boy.
Not much has changed for me outside of going out into public with a cold, and you know you cough and and like everybody super awkward. But I'm feeling better now, and just so excited about all the new stuff that I'm gonna get up to this year, and hopefully things don't go too crazy.
Want to get through this? Let's go!
But if they do, I just did some preps and bought some stuff that'll give me the opportunity to be prepared. And for me, a lot of these preps will be things that I'll be able to use in future 30-day survival challenge videos, so it's not even super silly. So let's get into it. I'll show you what I bought here to prepare for the worst case scenario. I've been to the grocery store too, and I bought my 2 rolls of toilet paper because I was late to the game on that fact.
Paper! Guys, have you ever seen paper? Look at it. Smell it.
But I did buy 2 months worth of groceries, filled my cabinets with some canned food, so I got like 2 months worth of food stored up just in case that the grocery store stopped having food on the shelves for some reason. It's something I've always kind of wanted to do, feeling like it would be a responsible thing to do, to be able to take care of my family. I can always get out there and I can hunt and things like that, but if it doesn't go super like post-apocalyptic right off the bat, you know, there may just be no food on the shelves, but hunting seasons are still closed. What are you gonna do? So I figured I could do some hunting in my yard, and I bought some traps. I'll show you what I got. Let's see, I think this is one of the traps. I'm not sure which one of these things is traps and which one of these things is new products from potential sponsors. Oh, there we go. This one's definitely traps. First one here, Camo Bear trap. A very simple spring loading trap here that you put over top of an animal hole. For something like a woodchuck, catching a woodchuck and a have a heart trap, I haven't found a successful bait that works for that. So putting this over their entry hole, they come out, push through this, and these things spring, and it's very humane all over. There is a special tool you can get, and right there, and or you could do like I've seen this in a video, and I'll probably make one or get one, but I didn't. already because I know that there's a way to do it, and I thought maybe the smaller ones I'd just be able to do it by hand safely, but it's not looking like it. I saw this method, and this is what I have on my one up at the land. With a couple pieces of line, you can easily rig these as well. Ooh. Of course, with all these too, they come covered with grease, so you kind of need to scrub them, and it helps if you're trying to catch something smarter than a woodchuck to buy some decenter, and then you gotta dip these in it, and there's this whole world that you can fall into if you fall down the trapping hole. But make sure if you're gonna mess with anything like this, you're staying with your being legal in your area. It's one thing to trap a nuisance animal in your yard, and especially if you put any trap outside of maybe even a mouse trap out, make sure you mark your traps. You need a little stake with a flag or something like that, because my sister one day stepped into one of these when she was a bigger one. They were trying to catch some foxes in a raspberry patch up in my neighbor's backyard, where we usually always got raspberries as a kid. She caught her foot in one of these, and had some nice bruising and things like that, and just miserable time because of it. Mark your traps. So I bought 4 of these, and I'll be able to use these during like 30-day survival challenge or something like that, as well as if I end up having to survive off what I can catch and cook in my backyard. I have like several gophers. I may have to get rid of some of them this year anyways, because they've been digging under the foundation, and as cute as they are, and I love to sit here lawn chair and having an afternoon coffee and just watch them nibbling in the yard, or I also want to have a garden, and they tend to nibble that down before it ever gets to take off too. And then I got the big old beaver sized ones, and or fox, coyote, kind of something bigger. Oh, I got air rifle pellets, some new air rifle pellets. I already had like 200, but I bought some more, and I did look at buying a jig for making pellets, but you gotta pour them, and then there's like a flailer thing for creating that cup behind it. But these are my 25 caliber pellets for the 25 caliber air rifle. So I'd be able to take small game and even mildly big game up to coyotes or something like that. I'm prepared. If I end up living off of the land and going up the road to my land to hunt, and or living off the wild game in my backyard even, I'm ready. And then a trapping kit. This is a snare trapping kit. So it's got 3 different sizes. Big wire snares for catching something as big as a boar, and these are, you have to have a license to be able to trap things. If I do go somewhere South America or Africa, I'll probably be able to get the landowner's permission without too much difficulty to use these during a 30-day survival challenge. And you can even trap something as big as deer with these kind of things. At least that's what I've read in a lot of post-apocalyptic survival books. That's one of my addictions when it comes to audiobooks, is the post-apocalyptic survival books. I'm trying to think of the Going Home series is one of my favorite ones, and it's got some great survival lore. It's when you find a good book about like the post-apocalypse that has good survival lore, and a zombie book sometimes I kind of like that too. You find some real nuggets in there of some neat things about, like, where do you find water if we have no water and you can't find it? You go into a house and the water is off everywhere. Where can you find some emergency water? The back of the toilet. A hot water heater, you could drain the hot water heater. Obviously you'd have to boil any of that water to sanitize it, but in a post-apocalyptic world, you go into an empty house, there you go. 2 places immediately that you can find some water, so you can keep living, keep going, keep rocking it. I personally do not think we're gonna be in that sort of situation. We're not going post-apocalyptic here. This is not the end of days. I'm not afraid at all of the direction things are going with this virus, and I'm washing my hands more often, things like that. I'm not, you know, kissing babies and shaking hands when I go out and about anymore. Not that I ever did that anyway, but, you know, it's like, not much has changed for me. Outside of, our church has closed the doors for the temporarily, and I go over to, with the rest of the media team and film my pastor, and we got the services. There's a link in the description below if you want to join me for church on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. when the service goes live each week. And we're just going and doing that online for now, and other than that, I spend a lot of time at home or going out and having adventures by myself or with one other buddy. One of my employees doesn't want to come to work while this is happening, but he edits, and so he can edit from home. John and Brandon's here with me. We're going to go and show you what else we've been up to out in the yard after I show you the rest of these packages. Just been having fun. Editing videos, shooting slingshots, doing all kinds of fun stuff. Ooh. Right. Let's see. Alright, so I got a fish light. This thing, I saw it on Milken Fishing. He was using 2 of them, and they were trying to decide whether the blue, and I got the other one yesterday, the blue one, and they have a long cord. You drop it down, but specifically I wanted to, with the Aqua View, I want to be able to drop this down, and in the murky water we have here in Maine, you can't see very far. But during the daylight, when there's enough light, that murky water isn't murky. But as soon as you turn the underwater camera, the Aqua View's camera's light on, it all of a sudden becomes so murky, kind of like driving through a snowstorm. It's like you turn your lights on, it's hard to see far ahead of you. So if I put this like 10 feet away and then have the underwater camera, and then we'll be able to see how well these things work. Do they really attract fish? It's supposed to attract like the small krill, shrimps, other things, and then that brings in the fish to feed around the light. So this could be a good doomsday prep. There's guys down south, and especially saltwater fishermen, that swear by these things. You put them in the water off your dock, hook it up to permanent lights, lighting wise, and you can go out there and be able to pull in the fish. So possibly a good doomsday prep. We'll be testing it out for sure in some videos, having some fun with that. I've even come up with a really cool series new one that I want to do, where I was thinking, like with all this isolation, well, what if you isolated yourself on a boat? So I designed a little raft that I could put my ice fishing shack from Chappelle on as like the little house on it. So it'd be like a houseboat raft thing. Be able to be in the ice fishing shack, fish through the floor. So I'm probably going to build this and then do a 5-day no land or 7-day no land, you know, surviving on the middle of the lake or something like that. Maybe then I'll do a second season of that same one, like surviving on the ocean with it or something for 5 days. And I'll be able to like have my boat tied up to it, fishing at night from my cot through the floor. It's gonna be so cool. I think this will be really fun. This is cool. From BioLite, they even have a special flashlight as well that they sent me. And this thing, you fire it up and you cook stuff on your little cook stove, but at the same time, it makes electricity from the heat so that you can power your phone, charge your units. You can see how much power it puts out. Maybe I'd be able to charge my batteries when I'm out taking trips, just having a fire. That's kind of neat. Oh, another thing for a future video. Looking at working with Dr.SQUATCH again. This time they sent me some shampoo. This will be awesome because I love the soap so much. I asked for the pine tar soap because I've already used up the 3 or 4 bars they sent me before. Oh, what do we got going on? Oh, and the last trap that I bought, that this one specifically, because I also have a heart trap out in the barn, but this one's a raccoon trap. So for those of you that watched the 30-day survival challenge, you know that I ate like 9 raccoons. That was like our staple meat source. You know, we had catfish and the rattlesnakes and all the other stuff while we were out there too, but raccoons were the thing we ate the most, and they're just meat. You throw pieces of raccoon meat with some vegetables and some rice in a stir fry, nobody would be able to tell the difference. They wouldn't know that it wasn't pulled pork or pulled beef that you had shredded, thrown some pieces of meat in with it. They'd never be able to tell the difference. So these will be my emergency or used for the next 30-day survival challenge should we need to. You just put a little bit of peanut butter down inside there and then you push that in, set the trigger, and you chain it down, and it, unlike a super humane thing, this is one you got to keep a close eye on because it's going to go off, it's going to trap their leg, and you're going to have to come back and dispatch the animal. So I kind of like the camera bear better, those traps, because those ones, those close and animal's done for, and you got yourself your trapped animal for dinner if that's what you're up to. If you want to make some of the same purchases that I have, you can find the link in the description below to my Amazon store, where there's also some other things that I didn't bring up in this video. And last but not least, this is a really fun one. So I saw this company had a Kickstarter for this. They make gadgets for Swiss Army knives that are fire starters. Some sort of a water solar purification bag. There they are. And the ones that go in, so they have these that are fire starters. What do they call? Firefly. They go in the where the toothpick spot, but then they found that some people don't want to put their fire starter in there and remove their toothpick or their tweezers from their Swiss Army knife. So they came up with these little guys, which go into your corkscrew. They screw into the corkscrew. And they have some of these special fire tenders that screw in there as well. And I got a new Swiss Army knife just for the purpose of doing this, because my old one, this guy here, oh, of course it's not in my pocket. Must have lost it in the couch. But anyways, the Wanger, or whatever it is, Swiss Army knives, now that they're out of business, but the corkscrew part is too tight to receive these little units. I'll put the link in the description below to their Kickstarter for these. And you have the fire starter screwed right into your corkscrew, ready to go. Boom. Closes right up, and then when you need to use it, open it up.
That's really cool.
Right? Isn't that cool?
I need one of those.
Okay, for those of you guys that don't know, this is Brandon. He started here. When did you start here?
Last year sometime.
December.
December.
So it's been like 3-4 months, something like that.
6 months,
but
4 months.
Six months. He's my new slingshot apprentice. He's been doing really good too. So we're gonna play around with some slingshots now, and that's pretty much what we've been doing. You know, getting prepared for end of days.
And your planet is one of those scheduled for demolition. If you can't be bothered to take an interest in local affairs...
Not really thinking that's gonna happen. And then we come out and shoot slingshots, getting ready for some new slingshot videos. And I wanna do, this yard is so muddy. We want to make a little pond and some stream out here to drain the water off of my yard. And that fire starter was awesome. So it does not fit in the Wanger Swiss Army knives. It only fits in the Victorinox ones. If you do decide to do this, you will have to upgrade. If you don't have the Victorinox Swiss Army knife, the corkscrew loop is too tight, unless you do some Dremel work or something like that. And I upgraded anyways because I wanted an excuse to upgrade to the Victorinox Huntsman because I want a little saw on mine. And the last one I had did not have a little saw on it. Now when I see those tree forks for the nice slingshots and I'm like, I gotta have it on the side of the road, I'll be like climbing up there and be able to cut them down. As well as start fires with my Swiss Army knife, which is like MacGyver cool, right? Don't try this at home, or do try this at home, but be responsible. Since the backyard's been so mucky, we're actually gonna shoot out in the road. If you live on a road that doesn't have high traffic, and your parents' permission, or you are a parent and you could do this smartly, then this is so much fun. Can races across the road. We got some 1/2 inch clay balls, so they disintegrate. These are just painted ones, and they're harmless. You know, they break when they hit the ground and stuff. Not so harmless that you'd shoot each other with it like paintballs or something like that. But they're really light. They don't travel far, and Brandon says he's gonna take it easy on me today.
I'll try.
You try.
I can't promise anything.
All right, put our 2 cans out here. Check for traffic.
Oh, yours is ahead of mine.
You
Oh, I see.
worried about me getting a head start? It's a little windy, but we check for traffic, and whenever we see cars come in, we stop, we let them go by, wave at everybody. Pretty much at this point, the couple of people that do go by, they all know us and what we're up to. So what do you got for a slingshot today?
Oh, I got the old Scout LT.
You're rocking the Scout LT, and I'm rocking my Hornet here, our custom, my Fowler slingshot, my first slingshot, production slingshot. And it's got some speed shooter rig on it here that we sell on the website. I really like this. He likes the flat bands. And our cans have already took off without us. All right, remember kids, look both ways before shooting cans across the street. Ready, set, go. Oh, what a lead.
Good one.
Oh, miss. 2. 3 shots.
That's not even fair.
3 shots. All right, 1 for me. Clear.
Game on!
Game on! Come on. Oh, that
Oh, I
didn't go
missed
far
it.
at all. Car. Where's all these cars coming from?
don't know.
Everybody's supposed to be at home and not coming out on the roads. Hey!
There we go. Oh,
No!
here it is.
Oh, there it is. I can't hit. Oh! Got it with a wind assist. That was,
I'll take it.
yeah. See, the whole fun of this game is with a couple cars that do go by, every so often they'll go by a truck and it spins them up the cans and like sets somebody ahead of everybody else and puts it all the way across the road, or a car comes by and squashes your can, and you're like, there's almost no way to get it moving after it squashes the can. There's just, it's like, it's flat, you can hit it and it just kind of goes, it does the worm when you hit the can. All right, so that's 1-1. Meanwhile, he snuck across while I'm talking to you and filled mine with rocks, so it's going nowhere. Game on! Oh, mine actually came back this way.
Oh, here's the one right here.
Car, game on! Oh,
Ooh, missed it.
me too. There we go, that's a nice mover. That's it, game over.
Wow.
Here, we'll switch sides, see if that makes a difference.
And cans? I think the cans
All right,
are...
switch cans, all
That's
right.
fair.
It's like I might have the better can here. Ready, set, go.
Oh, yours blocks mine.
Oh no. Start and game. Pause. Do 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 do. Oh, I keep missing.
Here it is.
Ah.
Oh,
No!
bam.
Oh.
That was a good shot.
Oh. I see that
Oh, no. we
this
both have the same
quickly.
color.
How long have you been shooting a slingshot? now?
2.5 months?
And who taught you how to shoot a slingshot?
That would be you.
So 2 months, and he's already given me a run for my money if we played for money. Best 3 out of 5.
Look at that.
Scores even. Car traffic seems to be picking up for some reason, so.
They must know about the can race.
As far as we know, this is perfectly legal. Just, you gotta be responsible about this. The cops came by and we were like, you know, they saw what we were doing and they didn't say a thing, so. I'm gonna say that's a thumbs up, you know? I mean, it doesn't get much better than you know, than turning the other cheek or turn the other way.
You have a good day, sir.
I'll give you a head start.
Mine's going nowhere. I'm hitting it.
That's what happens when they get mangoed.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one.
Oh. Cut. Ah. Come on. Oh, that did it. Oh. All right. That does it. The apprentice has not become the master this time, but yikes, he's giving me a run for my money. I'm gonna have to keep practicing. So that pretty much does it for us this time. Stay healthy, stay outdoors, have some fun. I got some great stuff coming up for you. We got 10 fun things to do while you're stuck at home. I think you're gonna like that. That'll be up next week, so look for that Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll see you next time. Fowler out. Grr.
Oh no!
On your mark. That was a nice one.